why should Meghalaya government have to bail out MBCL every time? And why can't we have a system where we improve the overall efficiency of MBCL? Therefore, with that objective in mind, Finance Department suggested that 75% of the interest and the loan amount will be guaranteed by the state government, and if there's a default, state government will pay. But at least 25% of that pressure must be taken by the MECL in the form of their distribution franchises. So that was the background of how the distribution franchises came in. So it's a choice between improving the efficiency and the finance department and state government taking the entire burden of the loan that we have to pay. Now, I can give you details of the numbers, but they're too much to grasp. But roughly, if the 25% of the distribution franchisee does not go to REC, that will put another 560 crores of burden on the state government. So therefore, by doing this 25%, we are able to not only improve the overall revenue collection and overall efficiency, but we are also able to save money in terms of the amount that the state government will have to give. Now, the second part is that while this happens, there is no question of any kind of people being removed from MECL. There is no question of any kind of laying off. There's no question of anybody losing a job. There will only be a complete revamp of the overall staff in the things so that we can overall improve the efficiency and increase the number of manpower of people wherever the manpower is less. So there will be no question of any layoffs in this. Number three, we have seen that when the distribution franchises are there, and especially when REC partnership is there, there will be a large amount of professionalism that will come in, and to a large extent, there will be a competition to improve the distribution franchises in the long run. So this is the background of this, where, as you said correctly, this is only a management that is being given to them. But in this management, they will also be investing because they have to guarantee a certain revenue to the state. It's not that we give it to them for free. But if we give it to them, they will have to guarantee a minimum revenue to the state. Over and above that will be their profit. But this revenue which they guarantee to us will be much higher than the collection that we are doing right now as a department. So this is the crux of the matter. This has come to the cabinet, and the cabinet will now review this entire aspect, and we will take a decision in the next 1 week whether it will be appropriate for the state government to take the entire burden of the loan and pay and bail out MECL all the time, which we have been doing quite a number of times, or do we look at a system where we allow some professionalism coming in without harming the structure of MECL, without harming the employees, but allowing an overall system to come in where we have some kind of professional aspect coming in. So therefore, this is a critical issue. The cabinet has not decided on which way to go. We will spend the next 4 or 5 days looking at all the options that are there, and only then, once we take all the stakeholders on board, once we take all the different organizations, the engineers and other officials on board, discuss with them, if we can find a way to move forward in which we are able to improve the efficiency and yet not allow the DF, we'll be happy to move forward in that line also. But if we see that, as I said, the question is about 560 crores of revenue that the government of Meghalaya will have to give additionally to bail out MECL. So this is the long story in short, but to also conclude in this is that number one, this matter has now come to the cabinet. There is no agreement that has been signed. There is no final decision that has been taken. That's number one. So we are still examining the pros and cons on how to move forward. Number two, this agreement or this discussion, if it were to go forward, is only a management contract. It's not about giving out any kind of lease or access to anybody, which, as I said again, no decision has been made. It is still pending with the state government. Number three, initially when this discussion started, MECL and the Power Department and the Power Minister has been completely against going for this DF. MECL does not want to give any of its circles. Power Department and Power Minister, they don't want to give any of their circles for distribution franchisee. They want to run it themselves. The reason Finance Department has put this condition on them is how long will the Meghalaya government keep bailing them out? If we are going to bail them out for the 1,600 crores for the 75% which state government will have to pay, at least 25% of that pressure MECL must also take, must realize that they are also equal partners in this, and they must also improve their overall functioning. So this is where we are right now, and as I said, this is being done with a positive intention to improve the efficiency and revenue collection, and we're looking at all the options. So we will take a call by next week, but this is the background of this entire process right now. And today, most of the ministers have given their opinions, and the Power Minister also has given his opinion, saying that he himself and the department are not for it, but Finance is still sticking to the point that that some kind of responsibility must be taken by the Power Department. Therefore, by next week, we will be taking a call on what will be the best way to move forward in this, and we have asked the Power Department to give all the options that are available with us. So I thought that it's important for the general public to know that it's not going to be something that we are rushing into. We are going to examine it properly. We're going to look into all the aspects, and then only we'll be going ahead with the decision. And that's why Cabinet has sat today, and Cabinet will sit again next week on Wednesday to take a final call on this.